Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Dragon Warrior 4 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Last episode, Princess Alena and her companions Cristo and Brey learned that Alena's father, the king of Santeem, he apparently can't talk anymore. And the guy who lived in the back of the shed, Gauze, they said he might know a solution. So he said, hey, talk with the poet, Marone, and find out what he has to say. So Marone said that, yeah, I lost my voice once and I got it back by drinking this Birdsong nectar. He said he got it at the bazaar here, so we're going to start off by heading to the bazaar. And we're going to head over to the item shop, talk with them. They seem like they're the most likely place to have Birdsong nectar, because it's not a weapon or armor. Birdsong nectar, this shop once had some. There might be some in the Western Tower where they say elves visit. So, yep, it's not going to be a straight thing of just going and grabbing the Birdsong nectar from the item shop. We're going to have to go climb this tower over here. This tower can be pretty tough. But what's going to make it a lot easier is once Brey hits level 11, he learns the snowstorm spell, which hits all enemies in a group. So like it would be really good against something like these 6 Sandmasters here, all 6 of them. So there's gonna be quite a few enemies that are gonna come in large groups in the tower that we're going to, and the snowstorm will be able to take them all out. It's stronger than the Ice Bolt spell, and like I said, it hits an entire group of enemies. So it'll definitely make going through this tower much easier. Let's take out these Sandmasters. These guys can be pretty annoying because they can have that that strange dance that can steal your MP. They seem to have pretty decent defense too. Alena and Cristo sometimes can't even one-shot them. Most of the time they do, but sometimes I guess they roll low. There's that strange dance and stealing some of Brey's MP. Luckily, this tower that we're going to go to, it's like the Tower of Najima in Dragon Quest III. It's going to have an inn at the base of the tower, so we'll be able to heal up there. So if you don't have Snowstorm, I get it on like the second left fight in the tower. If you don't have it, you might want to just level grind here until you get that, and then you can heal up at the inn. So this guy's running around real quick. We gotta talk with him. The door's locked. I can't go upstairs. Need the thief's key. So we got these fly-thrope enemies. They can cast a stop spell. So not good if you're relying on Brey's snowstorm to take them out. But we don't have that yet. But we'll get it soon. Otherwise, not too difficult of an enemy to worry about. The dragon, there's some pterodactyl type enemies, and these dragon fairies, they can both cast like fireball spells on you. The fairy dragon breathes fire, and the pterodactyl can cast the fireball spell. So they're the bigger issues here. But these flies, like I said, stop spell ain't to that deadly. If they do cast it and they end up blocking Brey's spell, you can take that, which is their physical attacks. And Cristo and Alena's physical attacks are all pretty decent right now because they got their better weapons, especially Cristo with that Morning Star. Brey also his weapon, the Venomous Dagger, that has a chance to paralyze an enemy. So, even though we haven't been usually attacking with Brey, it sometimes is a decent option to just attack with him in the hopes that you might disable an enemy. Now, the chance of it happening is really low, but better than nothing, so if he has like full hit points and you have a lot of hit points, magic points with Cristo left, you're not too worried about healing, then yeah, feel free to have Brey join in on the attack. Here's those pterodactyl type enemies, and they can cast a fireball spell on you, but you want to try to get rid of them quick. And as Brey there has reached level 11 right before we went to the inn, so we're able to have full magic points. Brey's getting a lot of magic points, so before we were kind of worried about his MP just casting the ice spheres, or the ice bolt. Ice spheres is a spell later on that he'll get, but whatchamacallit, the snowstorm here, he's getting so many MP that don't feel bad, don't feel free that you have, don't feel that you have to hold back on casting it. It does wonders against big groups of enemies here. These Razor Winds, they cast they're wind elemental, so they cast the Infernos wind type spells. One of our future healing characters is going to get those spells. We're gonna need, it's interesting, we have a healer in this chapter and a wizard. And then in chapter 4 we're going to get another healer and another wizard, but they're kind of different in a little sense. Cristo here is going to get the, for offensive spells, he's basically going to get like the defeat spells, the instant death spells. He'll get beat and defeat. Where the other healer will get the wind type spells, the Inferno spells, that the cleric class got in Dragon Quest III. And Brey here, even though he's a wizard, you think he'd be a big attacker, he gets more like support type spells. He'll get like Buy Kill, which doubles the attack power. His only attacking spells that he gets are in the Ice Elemental. So he gets like Ice Bolt, Snowstorm, Ice Spears, and the other mage we're going to get is, she doesn't have any of the buffing spells. She just basically gets like pure destructive like fire spells. So we get like the Bang, Boom, Explode It, Fireball. Yeah, so it's pretty neat. So they give you incentives to not just have one healer, but each of the healers and each of the wizard characters have, you know, different strengths, different weaknesses. Ooh, I went the wrong way here. There's some pillars in the way that block the way. We'll see there. We're gonna head down this first. Normally, like, the game likes to make you go the long way around, but this time we actually wanted to go with the first option. This tower ain't too big, so here's some more enemies here. Unfortunately, there was one enemy that we didn't get in here. That we'll have to come back and farm a little bit later. But I didn't know that at the time that I was recording, because I don't like to farm enemies until after I'm out of the area, because I'm, you know, in hopes that I will find the enemy while I'm going through the dungeon. The Grizzle Sabers, they actually use them in the speedrun to level up on, because they can summon other Grizzle Sabers, and with Cristo casting like the upper spell, he can basically make everybody like invincible to them, so they can't hurt because they just have physical attacks. And then Alena like one-shots them, so it's a good way to have them, you know, gain some experience because they just keep calling. They can call backups. Kind of like how you could have done that level grinding with Goopy monsters in Dragon Quest III. I mentioned in my playthrough of that game. Those muddy hand monsters, because they like to summon friends to help them out. Each time you defeat one of the friends, you basically get experience for if you defeated a new one again. So, well, we're almost at the top of this tower, but you still want to dig it slow here, because right at the end of the tower they have something that can be even deadlier than monsters. Floor pit tiles. So, yeah, holes in the floor. If you fall down there, you'll fall down in the floor below, and you know, that floor is kind of mazy. It had a bunch of those little paths that ended in dead ends. So yeah, you fall down, you'll end up having to find your way out of that little mazy section and getting into more monster encounters. Eek! You're humans, leader, we're leaving now. Yes, sister, oops, I dropped the medicine. So we just searched the square, the lower left square of the sand. more items here, so let's get rid of the Wing of the Wyvern. And we find the Birdsong nectar. Now we're going to have to administer that to the king. First we're going to have to warp out of here though. Warp out. And we cast the return spell. If we didn't have enough magic, but luckily we do, we could have just used another Wing of the Wyvern. I have another one of them. And we have to warp back to, we're going to warp back to Santeem Castle then. I stopped here because there's an enemy I want to farm here that we didn't farm on the way there. So I figured might as well just farm it now before I head back to Santeem Castle. So let's just wander around here in the desert. It tends to appear more at night. Because I did all this farming here for this last outdoor monster, I didn't feel it would make sense to go farming that other monster that never popped up in the Birdsong Tower. But we'll knock that out at the beginning of the next episode. So we're looking for a scorpion monster here, the armored scorpion. Makes sense that the scorpions are going to be in the desert. Around. Yeah, they seem to pop out more at night. Then again, we did learn in Chapter 1 that different enemies pop out at night. Stronger type enemies. And these armored scorpions are, I guess, a little bit tougher than normal enemies. Although I think the worst enemies are those dragon enemies, those Kudras, I think they're called. They look like the little T-Rexes, the orange T-Rexes. Because they have a chance to have a brutal attack on you. Reminds me of the rogue scorpions you ran into in Dragon Quest 1, back in the desert where Hawksness was. They were the toughest scorpions in the game. These ones, though, just have a regular color scheme of scorpions. From the first game, the yellow. And then you had the metal scorpions, which were gray, and then you had the rogue scorpions, which were blue, the highest ones. So we're back to Santeem Castle, but the king is sleeping at night, so in order to give him the nectar that he needs to restore his voice, we're going to have to make it daytime. So we'll just make it day by hopping over here at the inn, because we need to restore Brey's MP anyway, so I'm glad you're back safely. Now the guards still close up after we get here, but you'll notice once we save the king here, he's basically going to give us permission to go, and those guards will no longer block our way anymore. So you just walk up to the king, use the Birdsong nectar as an item, and the king will get his voice back, and he'll let us know why he lost his voice in the first place. I can speak, You did, I thank you. I had terrible dreams. A big monster came out of the evil world and was destroying everything. At first I intended to keep them to myself, but I kept having the same dream over and over again. I became worried, so I decided to tell the council about them. Then I lost my voice. Something terrible may be about to happen. I won't stop you anymore. Travel the world and see what's happening. Brey and Cristo, I place Alena's safety in your hands. So apparently, some evil's coming out of the dark world. And that ties in with Chapter 1, we learned that apparently there's a hero out there who's going to stop the evil. And so they're trying to find the hero while he's still a baby and not very powerful. Reminds you of the story of Herod and Jesus in the Bible, where Herod heard that the king of the Jews was going to be born, so he had all the young babies who were born put them to the sword, so that they wouldn't be a threat to his reign. Yeah, if we come back into the castle here, see the guards ain't gonna close up afterwards, so we can just go in the castle and out, so we don't have to do that whole jumping out the window or sneaking out the back that we had to before. So, well, we did some a lot of stuff here, so we want to save our game. Remember, the king said that he's now going to let us explore the world of adventure, so that's kind of your clue as to what you need to do next. Remember, there was that everyone keeps saying to go to to Endor to enter the tournament. We tried to go to Endor, but the travel gate to Endor was blocked off. That god said, hey, the king said no one's allowed into it. Well, now that the king said to journey forward, that god may have changed his mind. So we'll do that next episode. Take care, have a good one. Thanks for following along. Bye.